Well, hello there, my beautiful Virgo signs. It's Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is all about you, Virgo. This is going to be about your current vibe, what's happening for you. Now, for a lot of you, right away, I am seeing a lot of stuff about love. So there's a coupling of some sort, there's a death of some sort, there's swift moving action that's coming in here that you're a part of, Virgo. There's a lot of, it's a very odd blend of energies. So if you're moving out of something that was maybe traumatic or stressful, you're definitely moving and transitioning into something new. There's a different perspective that you're seeing, and there's a lot of lusty energy. I don't know how else to say it. A lot of passion, a lot of fiery romance, a lot of wooing. I don't know why I'm saying wooing, but I am. So if that's resonating with you, Virgo, you might want to hang tight for this reading. I pull a traditional Celtic cross spread because I am Celtic in origin, and it just seems fitting. So the song that I was meditating to when I tap into your energy this time was Red Wine Supernova by Chapel Rowan. So that might be a very, I don't know, a lot of messages in there. Something about California perhaps might be relevant, or red wine is significant, but there's definitely a lot of naughty time energy coming through for you. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the traditional Celtic cross spread, and then after the tarot, I will pull a bunch of bonus cards for you. These are just oracle cards and divination cards that just have added messages from your guides and your angels and spirit, just to help you align with your highest best path, your highest best timeline. So let's dive right in. What is your current situation? The Lovers. This is Gemini energy. So some of you might have Gemini in your chart. This is just obviously a very clear card of love is on the brain. Now, what is challenging you at this time is the Page of Wands. This is interesting to me because the Page of Wands is usually tied to like creativity. And it can also be tied to like you pursuing some sort of new spark that you have. This could be something as simple as just pursuing some passion that's bringing you a lot of joy. Now, the basis of this situation is death. So there's some sort of transitional phase that you're going through right now, Virgo. The death of maybe old patterns or old habits. It could be the death of I don't know, some maybe a relationship in some cases, moving out of an old relationship into something new because of the Lovers here. Definitely something ending that is requiring you to maybe be a little defensive, or I don't know, have some sort of new partnership or new sort of coupling. Because that's coming across in your card energy here, which I'll get into in a minute. But in the past, you have the Sun, which is a great card, Leo energy here, and a joyous happiness fulfillment card. So in the past, you were very happy with something. And I do feel like currently you're still happy with something, but there's a bit of conflict that's coming from all of the shifts and changes that are occurring for you, Virgo, because you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords says to me, like, you're going from choppy waters into calmer seas. Now, waters are usually very symbolic of our emotions because the tides are tied to the lunar cycles, and the water is tied to the moon, and moon's tied to emotion, and so on. So it's the microcosm of the macrocosm here, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. So this water that you're trying to sail out of with this sword energy just tells me like you're going from maybe an emotional upheaval or some sort of emotional death that you're experiencing, and you're really seeing clearly with your mind, because swords are all about mind energy as well. So it's like you have your emotions and your head, they're leading you on a path of least resistance. And due to this, you're seeing things in a different way and in a different angle and a different perspective. And that's your near future. It's like you finally maybe comprehend how in the past you maybe had, I don't know, saboteur type behavior, or had codependent relationships, or were trauma bonded to someone who maybe was not so great for you, but you are seeing things clearly now. The Hanged Man is a card all about enlightenment and things dawning on him because he can see things from a different angle, a different refraction. There's usually a lot of clarity that comes with any sort of death because you're basically in this grieving process. And when you're in a grieving process, it's not a linear path, it's a spiral, and you'll have these little whirlpool moments, basically, where you feel like you're getting sucked under, but then you'll come up and get air, and then it will kind of start again. So grief isn't healed overnight. It takes a long time, and it's not like time heals all wounds. I don't really like that saying personally. I feel like time can maybe lessen the pain in ways if you've been able to really do the inner work and the inner healing. Otherwise, a lot of people just end up, carrying that baggage with them for the lifetime, and they don't quite understand. And then you kind of get in the martyrdom mode or victim mode, and that's not very healthy either. But I don't feel like you're doing that. I do feel like you're seeing things from a different angle, or you're trying to understand someone else's perspective when it comes to a situation. But, that doesn't mean you condone someone else's behavior, Virgo. It just means that you can see how they got to that point and where they're coming from. Now, I just saw 555 on the clock. That might be a significant number for some of you. Usually that's a significant number of change. And I just felt a cool breeze. That's why I looked over there. I was like, what is that? And so that just might be synchronicity for you. So if you've been feeling like a coldness or a breeze or a whisper in your ear or something like that, that might be your guides or spirit trying to get your attention. And it's weird because my fan is not on that side. It's on that side. So if I was feeling a breeze, it would be coming from that angle. So something about the left side might be relevant. Tap on the shoulder. I'm not sure. Now, the next card I have for you is like, what's your power in this situation? And you have the Two of Cups. This is kind of like, I'm just getting like power couple vibes. A coupling, a partnership, something that's based on a solid foundation of friendship. That's within your control. That's within your realm of possibility here. Just a lot of positive energy that's coming from this card. So maybe you're just trying to put two and two together to make some magic happen. I don't know what that means or how that relates to you exactly, Virgo, but hopefully that message resonates with someone. So if it does, smash that like button so I know. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. Now, how do people see you, or what are the effects of people around you? I do feel like they see you as like this, like, stick a fork in me, I'm effing done. And they're like, wow, you've really been through the ringer. And it's like, Virgo, you're almost like wearing it like a badge of honor in a way, but that can be a good and a bad thing. So just be cautious when it comes to that, so you don't fall into the chasm of victimhood or like, woe is me. You don't want to get lost in your tale of woe, because it's not coming from a place of empowerment or pure intention. That's coming from a place of like searching for empathy or validation and trying to fill some void. So, if what I'm saying right now is triggering you, the chances are I've hit the nail on the head, because if you're triggered by something that comes out of my mouth, there's some healing that needs to be happening for you. And, there's no shame in that, because people get triggered all the time. I mean, that's like social media in a nutshell. So, don't take it personally, because it's not. But also try to be aware of what's wounding you and what's triggering you, so you can pull out these 10 swords. So you can take those daggers out of your own back and try to heal yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Now, in your hopes and fears, Virgo, you have the Knight of Swords, which is it's a cool energy to have. I think when it comes to this love situation, you might be afraid to go like all the way in, which I think is a great cautious it's yourself yourself is cautioning you to take your time. And there's nothing wrong with taking your time to a certain point. Obviously, you don't want to, undervalue someone else's time. But this is a hot, fast moving energy, the Knight of Swords. It's like passion, fiery, romance, really wanting those things pretty quickly. It's not I don't know how to phrase it. It's not the fastest moving card, but it's pretty quick. So just go slow. Slow and steady wins the race. You're a Virgo, though. You generally know this, but telling a Virgo what to do is like, no offense, it's like talking to a wall sometimes. But, you're going to do what you're going to do. And if you're here, you're looking for guidance in some fashion. So hopefully you take this advice, because any solid foundation is based on friendship. If you have a hot, fiery, passionate romance that's like steamy from the get-go, it's going to fizzle bang real quick. All right. What you want is a low, slow, steady burn. And you want a basis of friendship and a coupling here that's going to last the test of time. You want someone who's going to empower you and lift you up. And for you to do the same for that person. Now, in your potential outcome, you have the Knight of Cups. I like this energy more than I like the Knight of Swords because this is also an offer of love, but it's not so fast. It's like, it's tied to your emotions here because of the cups. So this is like over the longevity of months, you're going to be more comfortable and you're going to build stability. And, people, you really only see their true colors after you've known them for a minimum of 90 days, because after 90 days, it's pretty hard to keep up a facade of falsity, basically. 90 days is how long it usually takes to build some sort of new habit or routine. So in 90 days, you'll have a pretty good idea of what kind of person this person is. And if you really want to put yourself completely out there and offer a full cup of love. Now, in your subconscious energy, my dear Virgo, you have 5 of Wands. This is a conflict card, a card of like fighting, chaos. I also saw 1111 right there, so check out that angel number. Some of you might be a little bit torn, maybe, just when it comes to putting yourself out there or emotionally being available, or it's like you're conflicted because you want something really fast and you want, to have that instant gratification. And maybe you're just battling yourself here, and your old patterns. But I do feel like the truth, how to proceed. It's just a matter or a testament of your will, when it comes to making the changes that you want to see. So that's what I have for you for tarot, Virgo. If that resonated, again, please smash that like button. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to dive into the oracle cards and just see what comes out. This is cool. I have the whale card, and I was just talking earlier to a friend about whales, which sounds kind of strange, I guess, but whales are one of the smartest creatures out there. Whales are also very tapped into their crystalline structures that are inside of their brains. I do believe porpoises, such as dolphins and whales, have the pineal gland or pineal gland, however you want to call those things, that are inside their brains, which allows them to connect to the ether. And this is quantum physics, everybody, okay? So this is scientific fact. This is proven. If you don't believe me, go give it a Google. That's why whales are some of the smartest creatures. And even dolphins. Dolphins are in the porpoise family, but dolphins are very much so known to like come up to humans and kind of like nudge them and try to help them, because they feel like we're only half awake because most of us have not been able to access our or open our third eye chakra. So dolphins can actually kind of read and sense our energetic vibrations because they can feel frequency more potently than most creatures, and they can really see and read people clearly, unfiltered. So they're very intelligent animals, not only emotionally intelligent, but they're also very spiritually intelligent. I don't know why I was guided to say that, but I do feel like it's relevant to someone out there. So let's read the whale card here. So the whale says, just as the whale can dive into the depths of the sea and endure immense pressure, you are also able to endure both emotional and physical pressures. I do feel like that ties nicely to the sorry, there's a hair there, 6 of Swords card, just because it's like you're trying to align your emotions and your headspace, and maybe even your physical body. Like maybe you're trying to throw yourself into something that's going to bring you or going to allow you to exert your energy or transmute your pain in a positive way, and sometimes that's exercise. Now, the next card I have is tied to your heart chakra. So this is from my chakra deck. The green around this card symbolizes your heart chakra, and it's all about wisdom. So with heartache, with love, with trials and tribulations when it comes to being connected with either love relationships, friendships, partners, whatever that means to you, even if it's family, you do gain wisdom because you are not only seeing the lesson in a situation, but you're trying to find the blessing. So if you're wise, you're going to find a lesson and a blessing in everything. And sometimes when we're going through change or we're experiencing conflict, it's very difficult to see things from a higher perspective. But with this hangman here in your future spot, you are definitely shifting a mindset. Now, the next card I have is from my Moon Oracle deck. It says, whatever I choose to believe becomes true to me. Thoughts are things and things matter. So make sure you're thinking about things in a higher state, a positive way, and those things, it's kind of like the law of attraction. The more you think about negative things, the more negative things kind of come in. And the more you think about positive things, the more likely positive things will come in for you as well. Now, this one is the new moon. It says a new start is coming. You might want to check out the lunar cycle and see when the new moon is, because that might be a significant time period. And you have another number 11. So we had 1111 on the clock earlier, and then 11. This one says by the book. So this card to me is like, do things by the book, like go slow and steady, go in the normal chivalrous order when it comes to wooing someone or dating someone or whatever. I really don't know why I'm saying wooing so much, but I am. And I just saw 555 again on that clock. So make sure you're checking out that number, because usually that's significant or symbolic of changing and shifting. Time is significant because you have this card. It says, what time is it right now? Don't look at your phone, watch your clock. Clear your mind and check. Are you right, or is your intuition way off? How is your intuition tracking at this moment? Yeah, time, patience, the book. So slow moving energy. The whale, slow moving energy again. Whales can be fast, but they're generally like the most kind of docile creatures in the sea. So don't put any pressure on yourself, or don't allow anyone else to pressure you into something you're not ready for. And maybe that's what this Knight of Swords was about. Maybe that's in your hopes and fears. Maybe you're afraid somebody's going to try to pressure you into some sort of commitment too quickly. But use your intuition and your best judgment here, because anyone who is trying to pressure you into doing anything is probably not for you. And you also have the Patience card. It says you are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. So make sure you're aware of, your biological clock. Something about circadian rhythm. I don't know why I'm getting these messages, but somebody needs to hear it, because my third eye is buzzing right now. So circadian rhythm is significant. Biological clocks. Something about time. Father time. Because you have the father, which is, I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. This is from my archetypes deck. Something about the father in the woods. Yeah. Well, usually when I get these cards that say the father or the mother or the maiden, it's something in the shadow that needs healing. So something about father wounds need healing. Camping with your father. Yeah, that's just what I'm getting. Triangles. Copper kettles. None of this makes sense to me, but if it makes sense to you, Virgo, then smash that like button, please. Thank you. Now, the last card I have for you, Virgo, is from my I Ching deck. It's number 4. This one says, to be ignorant is a creative, harmonious way to engage with your world. Don't go running after answers as if it is embarrassing not to know. Hold steady to not knowing, and hence to learning, and it will bring good results. What don't you know? And if you didn't need to know all the answers, and what if you didn't need to know all the answers now? And how can you learn from experience? Well, that's kind of silly. What don't you know? Well, if you knew what you didn't know, then you wouldn't know it. So that's a bit contradictory. But basically, it's about embracing the fact that no one really knows specifically what's going to happen in the future. All you can do is kind of live in the control the now. So being present in the moment is very vital, because when we're looking too far into the past, that is called regret or remorse. And when we're looking too far into the future, that's called anxiety. So if you don't want either of those, if you don't want to be in this guilt or remorse mode, or if you don't want to be in this anxious not sure what's going to happen mode, then you kind of have to do the fine line of being cool and comfortable and calm with not knowing. And sometimes, depending on your personality type, that's a very hard place to be, because it's almost like you're in limbo. But it's the fine line of being in the present moment. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Something about time. Take your time. No, don't rush. There's no race here. There's no competition. This is life. People think it's a competition, but that's because they're stuck in the matrix. So don't be trapped in that. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this video helped. If it did, smash that like button. If you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out. If you would like a personalized, individualized tarot reading, I could do that as well. And you can reach out to me or DM me. And I will see you next time.